Yeah, I kind of want to get you guys' opinion. I know golf, we're not all that checked out of golf, and we don't really watch it a lot. But I just want your opinion. You all are familiar with this new league, right? This new LIV league, which I don't know what that stands for myself. But
do they call it LIV or they actually?
Yeah, they call it LIV. It stands for something.
Okay.
I don't know what it stands for, but anyway, this all got started back a few months ago when Phil Mickelson was the first guy that kind of, committed to that league, which Greg Norman, the Shark, the former golfer, is kind of the guy that's the commissioner of the league, for lack of a better way to say it. And the money is being put up by some Saudi Arabian prince. And the difference is they play 54-hole tournaments, so they only play 3 rounds. They're only playing, I think, this year maybe 10 to 12 tournaments. And like Heinrich Stenson just committed to them, and he won the event this weekend, and his prize was $4 million, which is more than any PGA tournament has ever paid out, okay? And, you could argue that a lot of the guys that have gone over there are guys that are kind of on the backside of their career. Bubba Watson just committed to it. Stenson's there. Mickelson's there. A couple of young guys, Koepka, DeChambeau, so forth. Charles Schwartzel, who the only thing he ever did was win a Masters by luck, because Tiger ran out of holes in 2011. But so anyway, my point is the PGA, the Golf Channel is constantly talking about it. And the PGA suspended these players, and now they want to keep them out of the majors. And my feeling on it is just let it die, let it go. I mean, what's the big deal? Competition is good. I mean, if you think you have such a great league in the PGA, just don't worry about it, but they just want to keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. And then, of course, you've got the people saying, well, the Saudis, there's a lot of human rights violations and all this stuff. But, let's just let the thing die. If somebody wants to play over there, let them play over there. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I agree. I think that, first of all, they should be allowed to play in the majors, because the point of the major championships is to have the best players there, right? So,
right. Allowed to?
I don't know what the final ruling is. Yeah.
Oh.
So that they should allow them to play. But yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, if the PGA is the best organization or whatever, it'll rise to the top. Like, I mean, and you said it too. It's a lot of guys that we want to call it like a money grab or whatever. But they're just, they're not like every week contenders in the PGA. A lot of the guys aren't. They're old, like you said, older guys. Some of them.
Right.
Yeah, let them do it. Like, who cares? Like, it's if you quit talking about it, it almost becomes kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Like, just let it happen. Let it happen wherever it's happening, and then I watch most golf because of Tiger, but I can still name probably 7 to 10 PGA tournaments that happen throughout the year. I can't name one LIV tournament or like where they're held or anything. So like, most golf fans don't really know anything about it. They know the PGA Tour, so that's how it's going to be.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and that's go ahead.
I guess the Golf Channel is kind of taking the stance of the PGA, right? That they're against it. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, like Joseph said, that's an excellent point. I mean, if you're against it, you don't want it to gain any more steam that's already gained. If you quit talking about it, well, like, I don't know if I would even have ever heard of this had it not been all over the news. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, so they're just hurting themselves.
Right. I agree.
No, I guess you can't stop like Sports Center from talking about it if they want to, but stuff you can control, you cannot talk about it. And another thing too, it's something's funny about a league suspending players who are not part of their league. You know what? You're suspended. They're like, I don't play for you. I play for the LIV tour.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing there was like we said, the LIV, or at least this year, the schedule was like what, 9-10 tournaments. So like, when they're not playing in the LIV tournaments, they can also play in the PGA. You know what I mean? Because the PGA is every week. Some things every week. So PGA is just saying, hey, you can just play your 9 tournaments. Don't bother playing in ours. You know what I mean?
And they'll probably say, fine, we don't need to because we make so much money in those 9 tournaments.
I don't know.
And I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is when you start talking about trying to keep them out of the majors, like you said. I mean, the majors are not controlled by any particular, they're definitely not controlled by the PGA Tour, okay? And you got the Masters, which is its own entity. You got the United States Open, which is basically just a qualifying event.
I could play in
the
that.
British Open is you're right. The British Open is a qualifying event, and the PGA is the only one that you could possibly say could keep them out because it's a PGA sponsored event. Okay,
No one cares about that one, though, really.
Right. That's kind of the fourth major of the four. So I don't know. I just think that you ought to let it die, let them play the majors, and forget about it. I mean, you got all these young players that they're touting to be so great, so let them play and let them carry it on. I mean, that's the way I look at it. So.
Obviously, when I said I could play it, I didn't mean from a skill level. I meant like if I were a good golfer, I could play in it.
Yeah, but the point is, you could try to play it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not saying I have the ability to play in it, but
no, I know what you were trying to say. Yeah.
Also, the PGA they're really like they're all bark and no bite though, because let's say this LI is first of all, Josh, I noticed you're calling it LIV. Is that how you? Is that
I thought that's how I've heard it called. I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They call
I
it.
don't even know what it stands. I don't even know what it stands for.
It's not supposed to be 54 though, right? It's not a Roman numeral.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you said they played 54 holes, right?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it is. Yeah, it's good. Good point. I never thought about that. But...
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
but you never heard anybody call it the 54 tour or anything.
No.
Okay. No. Well, anyways, what I was going to say is the PGA is all bark and no bite, because let's say this LIV, whatever you want to call it, tour falls apart in a year or whatever. And some of the bigger stars who are playing it, like the younger ones, like DeChambeau and Koepka, come back to the PGA. Was the PGA really going to be in a position to say we're not going to have you back? The guys like that who garner a lot of viewership and money for the PGA, is the PGA even going to really suspend them for an extended amount of time? No, they're going to welcome them back with open arms because they need players like that. So
right,
they're really even doing. They're just posturing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that's what it is, and I don't know. I just think that it's kind of a joke to worry about it. So we'll see what happens next year.
Here's the question, though. It's a joke to worry about. Do you think the tour itself, the LIV thing, is a joke? Do you think it's going to stay around? Do you think it's going to?
No, I think that. Go ahead, Justin.
No, you go ahead.
I think that's what the PGA is afraid of. See, I think they're afraid that with all the money behind it, that this could see. Here's another thing. Wait. Here's another thing. Okay, golf really took off from the pandemic. I mean, more people started to play golf that year of 2020 because that was basically the only thing you could do. So golf its stature increased and the amount of players, amateurs out there playing increased. Okay, but the problem is this LIV golf is kind of somewhat like, but almost like this. These other football leagues. So they're doing things in such a different way. It's almost become like Top Golf, and that seems to be the popular thing right now among the younger generation is the Top Golf. Okay. The younger generation doesn't want to go out and spend 4 hours and 5 hours. So this LIV league, not only are they only playing 54 holes, they've got team events. They've got captains of the team. They're doing lots of different things that seem to be exciting to the younger generation. And I think the PGA is really worried about it because they're afraid they could lose a lot of luster from younger players, maybe saying, hey, maybe this is the way to go. We can make a whole lot more money, not have to play, 50 weeks out of the year and not have to play 18 or 4 days in a row, So right. I think they're a little worried about it, really.
Well, from that perspective, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know all the details, but where is all the money coming from? You said it's coming from a Saudi prince?
The Saudi prince. Yeah, he's back. He's backing it all. Yeah.
Out of his own pocket, I don't is he gonna get tired of doing it one day and be like, it doesn't seem like on the up and up to me. The PGA is like a structured business. It's got a sustainable, you know what I mean? I don't know. And that's the only thing I think about.
He's probably funding it from all the money he's making from selling oil to the United States.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't have an endless amount of money. I'm saying he could get tired of it.
He could. Yeah, he could.
It doesn't seem like it may not be as sustainable. I don't know.
But don't they have television deals and stuff now though that they're getting money from?
They're streaming. Their events are being streamed. They're not on live. They're not on broadcast or whatever. They're streaming.
So they just thought, hey, here's an avenue to make some money. Now let's just stream it.
Yeah, I think they're making money off that, but I don't know what their business plan is as far as future revenue. I think they're trying to get sponsors, and they've had some sponsors. I don't know. I don't know what the long-term prognosis is for it, but I know. And here's another thing to go along with the point I said earlier. They've already signed, David Faraday, the guy that was the the on-course reporter, has gone over to the LIV League, and now they're trying to get Charles Barkley to come over and do it, which that shows you that they're trying. He
already said he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, he did say that, yeah, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more excitement in it. You know what I mean?
Well, so you think it actually has more going for it than other competitive leagues in the past, like the USFL?
I think it does right now. Yeah, I mean, but again, the future. What the future holds is.
Yeah, the USFL was signing like Steve Young and Reggie White at one point too. I mean,
Right.
So that died pretty quick. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm sure that looked pretty. They were signing like some of the top players out of college to take them to the NFL at one point. But I guess the whole thing is we have to know. I guess the money in the USFL died out, right?
Right.
So, and it sounds like maybe that's not going to be an issue here. So,
right. I don't know.
Unless maybe it's here to stay. I don't know. But
and I also heard that there's no cut. So even if you finish last, you can still make close to $1 million.
Well, that's. I think that I mean, I think there's no question that younger golfers who are going to be becoming professionals in the coming years it might take a lot of them from the PGA for all those reasons you've said. Just like the USFL took a lot of top athletes, it's just like I guess it's just like I don't know.
That's what Tiger said in his press conference at the British Open, that if these guys signing for guaranteed money, like where's the incentive to practice and like the competition, because that was his complaint with it. Yeah, which is right. I mean, yeah.
Well, we're gonna put a poll question out. Basically, a yes or no question. I mean, do you think the LIV is a legitimate golf league? And we'll see what our listeners think about that. I think that's a fair way to do it, and also give us your comments. I mean, you can tell us on Twitter, tell us on Instagram. You can make some comments on our YouTube channel. What do you think? Is the LIV a legitimate league? Is it going to last? What do you think about it?
So what do you think? Also, what do you think? Is it LIV? Is it LIV? Is it 54?
Is it LIV? Yeah. Is it 54? And what is it? Yeah, exactly. Golf with an attitude, I think, is what they're saying it is. But who knows? And that's another problem too. See, golf is such a stodgy sport, and it's always been that. I think that's the thing that rankles a lot of these people too, is that they're doing things untraditionally, which. That's the nature of anything, is that it evolves and it becomes different. The NFL is totally different than it was when I was growing up. Baseball is totally different. Basketball is totally different. So what's the difference in golf being that way? So
according to Wikipedia, it looks like it is LIV, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
But it says it's funded, by the way, by the Public Investment Fund, the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah.
It says that the name is a reference to the Roman numeral for 54. The score, if every hole on a par 72 course were birdied, and the number of holes to be played at 54 events.
All right, there you go. Very good. Learn something new every day.